So as we're looking for tools for school gardens, there's a couple things that I think are really essential. One are hand trowels. So when we look at hand trowels, make sure you get something that is pretty good quality. So I like to get something with a solid metal handle, and they're easy to spot. So something bright, because when these are getting put into compost piles or in the soil, we want to be able to find these types of things. Next are gloves. So looking at gloves, I like to look at gloves that we can wash, that might have some fun colors, because when you're trying to find a medium, and then there's larges and then smalls, you want to have those different colors to kind of separate all those types of things. The next tool that I really think is really handy, and that is a moisture meter. Because as we have kids planting things in different size pots, they might be in raised beds or in ground, that is hard to figure out what we're going to be using to water, and that's what a moisture meter is for. And this is something that is more of a tool for the teacher, or we can make a whole project around a moisture meter. We can teach kids, when does a plant need water? How often? This is the tool that's going to teach you. Next is seed starting. Yes, we can always go with these large trays. Sometimes they're kind of flimsy. It's hard to get a group of kids around these types of trays. So what I like to think about is a tray that's going to hold a lot of different size containers. A starting tray, but look I can fit 3 different size containers in here. I can use smaller containers, medium, large. I can give a group of kids a bunch of pots, set them up in area, let them learn, let them do their thing. And when they're all done, they can write their names on them, they can bring it back, and then you can put everything in one tray. This is going to keep things a little bit more organized. And then also trying to get all those plants out of these trays is a little hard. So think about going with containers that are going to last a whole school year or multiple school years. So as we look at older kids, looking at larger tools, these are types of tools that we might only be using a few times during the season because they're more on a mending or cleaning up. And that's when we look at shovels and rakes. So this is a great shovel. You're going to see how big the head is. So something very manageable for a smaller kid. And what's even cooler is if your kids are a little bit smaller, we can always cut down a wooden handle. So instead of going with like a plastic handle or a metal handle, look at wood, because wood is so easy to use and modify. And then when it comes to raking, go with a rose rake. The reason why these are called rose rakes is because we can get these in the middle of roses. So as we're in our garden beds and we need to do a little bit of raking or raking up that straw, way easier for a kid to manage than a really large-headed rake. Last thing is when we start looking at school gardens, it's not about what they're gonna grow and how much they're gonna grow. It's about what they're learning. So they might not be able to get that seed all the way to production, but they might just learn about seed growth. They might be able to put their name on it, give it a name, sing it some songs, because plants love music. Make sure the kids are having fun, they're learning, and they're just having a good time.